What's happening, people? Okay, we are live right now, live from the village right now. It is 6 minutes past 8 p.m. right now. It is the 19th of June 2023 right now. Monday movie night right now. About to watch Shootfighter, Fight to the Death right now. This is on Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime. If you don't have Amazon Prime, then it's on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray. I actually started off saying VHS. I'm showing my age a little bit. I usually say it doesn't matter. Anyway, VHS still exists. But you can have it's available in a bunch of different formats. Whichever format you have it on, get it ready on 0. I will start it in a little bit. But if you don't have it, if you don't want to get it, it's all good. It's all good. You can still come along and have some fun. Reese M is in the house. Wagwan Reese. How's your day going? How's your day been? Appreciate you joining this live stream. Monday movie night thing. Getting ready to watch Shootfighter, starring Bolo Ying and William Zabka. Let me switch over to this screen. Chat to y'all for a little bit. How you doing, Reese? Oh man. Listen, yeah. I tried something a little bit different today. Not too different, but just a little bit different. It's darker on this side, isn't it? Let me move the light over here. And the light should be over here. Yeah, because it should be on this side. The same where the camera is. Yeah, a bit of light. Should be more lights on this side. Not too different, but yeah, I got up. Did some cab work in the morning. But not like early morning, more of a late morning. Came back in the afternoon. Watched some TV shows, catch up on some TV shows, and here I is. And I think I figured out a new schedule that kind of works for me to get some stuff done. You know, I can still get some stuff done in, you know, like piano practice and if I need to clean or anything or do some exercise, I can still get some stuff done in the morning. Do my cab stuff in the morning as well, and still come back and still have time to do some other things before starting to stream. So I think I figured out a good schedule. Hopefully this works out where I could do stuff and not be all tired and whatever. But we'll see how it goes. It's still new. Had a shit couple of days, mate. I hope you're alright. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Sorry to hear that. What happened, if you don't mind saying? If you'd rather not say, that's cool. I understand. But damn, it sucks, man. Hopefully it's better now. Hopefully it's better now. But yeah, man. When things go bad, they can sometimes go real bad. I get that. Sometimes things are just outside of your control, and all you can do is all you can do. Found the lump. Oh no, worried about it. That's put me off. Yo, what up, Sam? Sam being the place to be. Now, hopefully the lump turns out to be benign. But I guess if it's not, it's a good thing that you found it early though. So that's something, right? That's tough, man. Sorry, dude. How you doing, Sam? How's your day going? How's your day been? Appreciate you joining this last stream. So we're getting ready to watch Shootfighter. Okay, I lost the rhyme. Oh man. Man, that's tough, dude. Cramping. Oof. What's got you cramping? Make sure you do your stretches before you do exercises, Sam. You know, make sure you stretch. Stretch everything. Stretch your arms. Oh, I see. That kind of cramping. Okay. Okay. I guess there's no stretches that would help with that. Or I don't know. Maybe there is. Maybe there is. I don't know. In the world of yoga, maybe there is something that can help with that. I guess I wouldn't know, but yeah. Okay. I get you. I get you. I get you. Oh man, you know what? I feel like I was about to say something. I totally blanked on what I was gonna say. I totally blanked on what I was gonna say. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So, get rid of my womb. Well, I mean, I guess yeah, that would probably solve the issue. I mean, it might cause some other issues, but it will solve that one. So you know, yeah. So I started watching the show. It's called Legend of Korra. For the pseudo anime fans out there, you know what I'm talking about. But it's a spin-off, I guess, of another show called Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I watched a few years back, and I really liked it. It's an old show. These are all old shows, by the way. Like none of them are new. But I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender a few years back, and I really liked it. And Korra was like the spin-off, or I guess like the next sort of thing set afterwards. And a few people have said that, you know, it's not that good, you know, it's not that interesting, and you can pretty much skip it, or if you just maybe just watch a few episodes, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. But you know, I started watching it recently, a few days ago, and it's a short season. Like it's like 4 seasons, but they're all like short and like 20-minute episodes, so it didn't take long to get through. But yeah, just watched the first season of it, and I was like, you know what? This is actually pretty solid. I quite liked it. I mean, it was definitely, you know, different and maybe a little bit long-winded at times and a little bit too lovey-dovey at times and that kind of thing. You know, because she's a girl, I guess this time I have to get all that stuff. But overall, it's a pretty solid show. So I guess it just goes to show that just because everybody or lots of people, whoever, tells you something sucks, doesn't mean that it sucks. You know, maybe you'd still enjoy it, and it's worth checking stuff out for yourself. That was my I guess that's the lesson learned. My missus gets real bad cramps, so it also seems weird that evolution deems it necessary for periods having kids to be painful, or if there's a reason for the pain. You know, let you know everything's okay. It's called the Everything's Okay alarm. Just let you know you're not pregnant. Okay. You'll never guess who has been invited to exclusive event. Oh, nice. What you get invited to? Like pain during childbirth maybe makes the bond between mother and child bigger. Yeah, that could be. I mean, I guess when you think about pain in relation to life, like a lot of things that endure some level of pain, whether physical pain or emotional pain, you know, or say discomfort, let's say a physical emotional discomfort, a lot of times, you know, those are things, not every time, by the way, let me not every time, but certainly a lot of times they're things that are, you know, worthwhile. Like for example, you go through some hardships if you're trying to achieve a promotion at work, you know, or if there's if you play sports, you know, you go through a lot of hardships in order to get good at a sport, you know. So or you know, just in general, there's always some level of pain, discomfort, you know, things like that. And I guess by the time you get through to the end of that, you achieve what, because you know what you've been through. Like yeah, I guess, like, yeah, I don't know, something like that. I mean, if everything was easy, yeah. Normally, he's just having a bad one. To social brunch with the mayor and the important people of Hull. I have no intention to go. Oh, you should totally go. Oh, you should definitely go. Yeah, definitely go. Represent, well, yourself, first and foremost. But yeah, you should go. You should go there in like tracksuit bottoms. You know what I mean? Like a shell suit or something. You should go there and have I don't know, like just let's go to like the most commonest clothes. In the most commonest clothes, and like eat all the food, make a whole bunch of noise, and then just constantly ask questions, just interrupt them. Yeah, what are you gonna do about this then? What about that? What about this? Just ask the most amount of questions. That's what you should do. A special brunch with the mayor. Wow, big things, big things. They tell them they are all pricks. Exactly. You all suck. You all suck. And fix the damn roads. Oh, Hull has a mayor, huh? That's interesting. Hull has a mayor. All this time I was just thinking Hull's just some back alley. Some back alley part of the country that everybody forgot about. But no, you guys got a mayor. Okay, that's a surprising bit for me, by the way. I'm not surprised you got invited to have brunch with the mayor. I'm surprised that Hull actually has a mayor. That's surprising. But it's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Hopefully your mayor isn't as much of a nonsense as our mayor. Elliot's ass kissing has landed me an invite. Oof. Wow. Just make sure he brushes his teeth thoroughly before you kiss him. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Make sure he rinses his mouth with Colgate, all that. You know? Alright, one sec, guys. Just one sec. All right. But yeah, what was that song? Before you kiss him, use Colgate. All right, guys, let's get this movie started. It is Shootfighter. It is on Amazon Prime. That's where I'd be watching it. If you haven't already, get it ready on zero because I'm about to start it in just a moment. Hit this button over here. And this button over here. And we're going to go 3, 2, 1, play. So in 3, 2, 1, play. He wants to go. I can't think of nothing worse. Yo, what up, Frozen G? Frozen G in a place to be. Okay, what's going on? Why is this not playing? Okay, technical difficulties, guys. One second. I might need to start my thing again. Okay, sorry, gonna have to start again. My bad. So yeah, back to zero. So, all right, 3, 2, 1, play. Sorry, that's the wrong count. Here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, here we go. Sorry, guys. I had a false start. I've not seen Silver Bullet. What is that, a movie? But yeah, I mean, I guess when it comes to these like political events and things, I mean, I ain't never been to any of them, so I guess I wouldn't know what they're like. But I mean, I wouldn't say I would never go if I got invited, but certainly I don't think I'd want to purposefully put myself in a position to get invited. You know what I mean? It's about a werewolf. Okay. Okay, Silver Bullet. Yeah. Well, a new movie. Bolo Young. It's old. Okay. I think 80s or 90s. Is it worth checking out? Is Bolo Young in it? Bolo Young's pretty legendary. Well, I guess he's still legendary now, but certainly like back in like 80s, 90s, maybe even go back to the 70s, but certainly 80s, 90s. Like Bolo Young was pretty legendary. Like he was like everywhere. Well, everywhere if you watch, you know, martial arts movies. But yeah, he did so many. He did a lot of stuff with Van Damme. Heaven only knows how I feel about it. It's probably best he goes with someone who will appreciate it. I know I'll hate them all. Yeah, send me dead Spain. Well, I don't know. They've probably got good food though. They're probably good. I don't. I mean, I don't know. It is Hull, to be fair, but I'm just saying, if it's like a mayor shindig, they probably have really good food, and it could be worth going just to eat the food, and yeah, tell everybody to piss off and then leave. Don't worry. They've got a couple of Karate Kid alumni in this. I've watched UFO stuff since this story came out about the Pentagon bloke who came in, the US government. Oh, UFOs. I said UFC. Sorry, I read that as UFC. It said UFO. My bad. My bad. You put UFO. The US government are in possession of downed UFOs. Yeah, I heard about that actually. I don't read too much into it, but so what they're saying that he's claiming the US are in possession of UFOs, downed alien crafts, and I mean I assume the US government are denying it. Hope it's real. The food is tea and cake. I don't know, man. I don't know. In that case, yeah, it might be a pass. Might be a pass because they probably won't have the good cake. I mean, I'm sure the cake would be fine, but it's not going to be like Lotus cupcakes or anything, is it? You know what I mean? It's not going to be anything like that. It'd probably be like Tesco's cakes or something, which is, I mean, they're not bad, but you know, ain't worth going to an event for either. Other foods, they've probably got really good foods, I'd guess. But if it's just tea and cakes, then I'm guessing they cheaped out. They probably cheaped out on the cakes. So this movie is basically like Bloodsport. Guess so, yeah, kinda. I mean, a lot of these movies had a very similar plot. I don't remember specifically the plot of Bloodsport, but it was something to do with like a brother's revenge or a friend's revenge or somebody getting revenge, something like that. If Bolo Young wants revenge, then yeah, it's pretty much just the Bloodsport. Is the referee not going to stop it? He's just going to kill him, and it just... The referee's just got... Oh, man. Yikes. Man ripped his neck out, you know. Yikes. He didn't do that in Karate Kid. Imagine he did that against Mr. Miyagi. It would have been a different movie. Banned from Shootfighter. I think you need to arrest him for killing somebody. Man just killed somebody in an arena with everybody watching, and they're like, oh, you're banned from Shootfighting. Like, no, call the police. What is going on? I mean, I know what's going on. It's a cheesy 90s movie, if that's exactly what's going on. He testifies in front of Congress. He got some bottle if he's bullshitted. Oof. I mean, they're going to deny it, though. That's the thing. So even if he is telling the truth, it's like, would we know? Like, would we know? You know what I mean? Yo, what up, Belgian Dan? Belgian Dan the man? It's just in this movie. Are you going to watch the sequel as well at some point? Oh, yeah, that's on the list as well. Shootfighter 2, Electric Boogaloo. It's the first time I've seen UFO and aliens not being ridiculed on mainstream news. He's like, oh yeah, AWOL was excellent. I remember that. Van Damme, yeah. Yo, what up, Brax? You know what? Dan is the movie guy. Like, I mean, you guys know that already, but yeah, Dan is the movie guy. Yeah, Dan is the movie guy. He got that reference. He got that reference. I'm pretty sure. I don't think anybody else got a reference. In fact, I don't think anybody else even knows what I'm talking about right now. But Dan knows what I'm talking about because Dan got that reference. Yo, Dan is the movie man. So I was recommended this disturbing movie on YouTube called Aftermath 1994. I watched it and yep, it felt dirty after watching it. After watching the comment about it, it made me feel better about me. What was a comment about it? People actually loved it. People are sick. Well, that's true. That is true. Oh, who is this guy? He looks badass. I swear I've seen him before somewhere though. He looks like Joseph Gordon-Levitt. If Joseph Gordon-Levitt was born in 1970. What was the one where he has to find the woman android who has the cure for a virus that's wiped everyone out? That movie had a real weird vibe. Android. Had a cure for it. Okay, I don't think I know that movie. Or maybe I don't know, maybe I saw it years ago and forgot about it. That sounds weird though, I ain't gonna lie. The Van Damme movie. I've probably seen it, but just don't remember it. A woman android, oof. I don't know, maybe when we're done with Arnie season, we'd have to do a Van Damme season. It was probably like one of his 80s or 90s. Cyborg, there you go, Dan's got it. Yeah, Dan's got it. Dan's the movie guy. But yeah, Van Damme was like big in like 90s. I think that was his peak. Also late 80s up until about 94, 5. That sort of mid, you know, it was late 80s up to about mid 90s was Van Damme was at his peak fame. I think up until about Demolition Man. So maybe, what was that? That's probably... a horrible part in it where his family is being lowered into a wow. And he's holding into barbed wire, trying to hold on to them all. Stays with you, that film. Oof. I think I have seen it, but I really don't remember though. I feel like if it's a Van Damme movie, let me try to find it again. If it's a Van Damme movie from the 90s, I don't know if I've seen all of his movies, but I feel like I've probably seen most of them. Okay, Cyborg's actually 1989. Yeah, maybe I haven't seen this one actually. Maybe not. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. I don't know, I'm looking at it now. I don't know. If I have, then I've cleanly forgotten. But no, I don't think I've seen this particular one. But I'm gonna have to brush up on my Van Damme movies. Canon Studios. This guy fighting with an eye patch. Starting to cross in the desert at one point and has to kick the shit out of it to snap it and free himself. Yeah, that sounds like Van Damme. Just didn't recommend it. No, for sure. Van Damme is some cool movies, man. Double Impact is probably one of my favorite Van Damme movies. So I once did a cosplay as Nick Fury, and one of the things I learned doing that is walking around with an eye patch with you know, one eye covered, it actually affects your balance, and it gets very difficult to walk in a straight line after a little while. So I'm sure, like, with practice, you know, it's fine, but if you're not prepared for that, then yeah. Well, he just sliced his neck open. Hard Target, it's a good movie. Oh yeah, Hard Target. Oh, the old boy at the end. There's like a motorcycle chase scene in the forest or something with Hard Target. Moral of the story: don't fight in this movie for sure. Yeah, yep. Unless you're the star, you're probably gonna get killed. Hey, Williams has got some moves on him though, still. The bad guy in Hard Target is a decent actor, as is the bad guy in the movie Leon. Oh, Leon, yeah, I know Leon. I know you're talking about the, oh, flipping out. I've forgotten his name, but yeah, he's done so many movies at this point. British actor. Gary Oldman, I was like, Gary Oldman. Unhinged bad guy Leon got to be some of the best. Yeah, bring me everyone. Yeah, that's a good movie as well. Natalie Portman as the little girl Matilda. Man, William Zabka looking young though. Have you seen Merlin? No, that's no. Any music for Bloodsport sounded like the intro of an old school fighting game. It's a TV show. Merlin TV show. Okay. Merlin 2008 to 2012. John Hurt. Oh, this guy's crooked. go. Get a muscle in here. He doesn't want to fight, so they're going to just beat him up in the locker room. And probably just kill him. Well, he didn't want to fight, I guess, so he's not going to. But I just get this big henchman guy to fight you. Clearly, he's the tough guy. I feel like throwing a cigarette like that's going to start fire. It was right next to his trousers as well. I like that Stallone movie, Look Up. It's pretty obscure. Look Up, Stallone movie. What's that one? His 80s ones. Speaking of obscure Stallone movies, have you guys seen Over the Top? Although I'm not sure that counts as obscure anymore. It's probably relatively popular by now. '89, Look Up, 1989. Yeah, that's a prison one. Yeah, I'm just looking at the oh, Donald Sutherland's in it as well. And John Amos, okay. Sonny Landham, okay. But yeah, that's the one, Dan. Armrest, yeah. Armrest fit, yeah, yeah. If anyone, what, I haven't seen that yet. It's not a long thing, is it? It's like, what, 3 episodes or something? 3 or 4 episodes. Cool. Yeah, I might try and watch that after I started watching Black Mirror again, actually. But those are short seasons, so I just got 1 more episode to go for the first season. And so I could put that Arnie documentary on. Have it on while I'm jogging. Oh, this guy's shady. This guy's a criminal. Like, literally. Well, how does he make his money? Like, what does he do for it? That's the thing, like these movies, like they just don't explain anything. Like they really don't. They just have a basic plot, and they don't explain anything around it. Oh, Bolo's looking on. I'm not talking as much as because I'm watching a movie. I haven't seen this one before. I do like these movies. So good, Sam. Yeah, I used to watch so many of these types of movies. I haven't seen this one, but I used to watch a lot of martial arts movies back in the day. No worries, indeed. As it is. So here's my question to the group. If a strange man offered you 1,500 American dollars, win or lose, to participate in a fight to the death, would you do it? Oh, and let me add one more thing. Imagine it's 1993. So imagine it's 1993 and a strange man approaches you, offers you 1,500 American dollars, win or lose, to participate in a fight to the death. What's your answer? XSplit, yo, what up? No, I get my ass kicked. Well, win or lose, you get the money. Win or lose, you get the money. So, oh wait, I just realized something. Fight to the death. If you lose, you get nothing. Duh. Man, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. From there, I can't spend it. I just realized what I was saying. Win or lose, fight to the death. You get nothing if you're dead, dude. Alright, forget the fight to the death bit. It's not a fight to the death, but it is a pretty brutal fight. Not necessarily to the death, but it's a pretty brutal fight. If I win, I get to share the money. If I lose, I won. I need to go to my family. So Dan's taking it. Okay. Dan's taking it. I think out of all of us, Dan has the most chances of winning because he actually does study martial arts. Man, look at this wild man. They sent this guy. Oof. Hey, chill out. Chill out, Johnny. Dude's the killer man to win, but what if you do? God, I did put a knife in him though. All the money would be gone if I had to go to an American hospital, but that's a good point actually. It's American dollars, and in America it's insurance and nothing. And insurance probably costs more than 1,500. So yeah, it's just medical bills. That's all it is. I'm not dying so Eddie can spend my 50 on a PlayStation 5. Well, actually, even worse. It'd be like a Sega Master System or Sega Mega Drive or something. It'd be 1993. So I'd be spending it on like a Mega Drive and a bunch of crappy games. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna pass on that offer. I mean, if I was like a highly skilled fighter, then maybe I'll agree to it. But in it right now, nah. I'd be like, you know what, win or lose, the high chances of me getting battered, and yeah, what are you gonna do with 1,500? Even okay, you're not dead, but you're battered and broken. I don't know, man. I think I might pass on that one. Or at least see who I'm fighting first. Like, if I'm fighting somebody, like, who's, like, a similar skill level to me, then, yeah, I'll take it. Even if I lose, at least I won't get battered. But if it's somebody who's, like, you know, some high-end fighter, you know what I mean? Like, one of these guys in this movie, I'm like, nah, I don't think so. I'm like, you know what, let me, Man, that fails A. I don't... Of course you'd be allowed to fight. Back in the 90s, we were allowed to play outside, stay out until the lights come on, till the street lights come on. Yeah, you'd be allowed to fight. You know, we got to learn how to babysit ourselves. Yeah, you would have been allowed to fight. Don't worry about that. You'd have been allowed. Quickly. Those who entertain the possibility of loss are only doubts away from its reality. You gotta fight to a knockout. Fight. Man, who wanted to rip my throat out? Yeah, fight him. Fight him. Who was that? That was Johnny. No, not Johnny Lawrence. I forgot his name. John Kreese. That was it. That was John Kreese from Karate Kid. Yeah, he was a mean old man. You can change to the present. And up the reward monies. Well, what is 1,000 US dollars equivalent to now? Let's see. $1,500 in 1993. $1,500 in 1993 is equivalent purchasing power to about $3,157 today. Well, about 2013-ish, but close enough. So that's about $3,150, give or take. Oh, he's gonna break his leg. Better be careful. Should have swept the leg, Johnny. Is he out? Okay, here's my next question. Hey, is the stream coming through okay, by the way? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, it looks a bit odd on my end, so I just figured I'd check. But if it's coming through okay, awesome. All right. Oh yeah, I had a question for you guys. So here's my question for you guys. My next question. Has anybody here in the chat right now ever been knocked out? Have you ever been knocked out? And if so, what do you remember about being knocked out? As for myself, I have never been knocked out, nor have I ever knocked out anybody. So yeah, I have no idea what it's like. But if anybody here has, and doesn't mind sharing that story, please do. X says nope. Bolo knows. Bolo knows all too well. How can you feel responsible though? I never even told him about it. Oh, Bolo being the kid-friendly guy. That's so sweet. Yeah, don't mess with Bolo. Biting. Hey, if you gotta do what you gotta do. This Stranger Things is good. Yeah, for real. I feel like every movie I've seen Bolo in, he's been the bad guy. Now he's playing with kids and giving them bread. Oh, come on, man. Get out while you still can. Looks scary, though, I'm not gonna lie. Sister and I, look, yeah. Imagine Bolo Young was your primary school teacher. How well do you think you would have done in class? Like, do you think you would have listened to him? Or do you think he would have, like, just did everything he can to piss him off? I feel like most kids would probably, like, listen to him. But they won't learn much. I don't know. Like, he's probably not that smart, to be honest. I kid. He's not behind me, is he? I don't think Brother watches these live streams, so, I think I can say that and get away with it. He's good, right? Yeah. I think it's that look, you know, you say he gives you that stern look, like. just listed everything he has to say. He could be teaching you like 2 + 2 = 26. So you'd be like, okay, yes, sir, thank you, sir. What did Vic do? Oh, this is getting serious. Oh, come on. Come on, Johnny. Oh. Johnny. Johnny. That's not his name, by the way. I'm not sure I caught his name in the show, in this movie. You know what, though? Some of these guys are bad actors. Like, I don't know if this is acting or the directing, but bruh. You should see him as both the good and bad guy. Oh yeah, Dan's seen all his movies. He's probably played like loads of good guys. Just the ones we've seen, the ones that get popular. This is where he's the bad guy. He's a good bad guy though. No more shoot fighting. What are you getting yourself into, man? It's getting tense. Boy, that girl wants that D. No, but you do. I think one of the friends will die and one will avenge the other. Yeah, well, I mean, one of them has to make it to Shootfighter 2, right? I actually didn't look to see if any of these guys are in Shootfighter 2. So, whoever dies, if indeed anyone dies, it's gonna be a surprise. I reckon this Nick guy's gonna get killed, though. And he just got himself a nice girl as well. I swear I've seen him before, though. Like, I'm just gonna look that up. I feel like I need to look this guy up because it's bugging me. Like, I feel like I've seen him somewhere. I'm working on something. Alright, it's all good, bruh. It's all good. Ruben, by the way. William Zabka's called Ruben. Beating up local thugs. Michael Bernardo. Where have I seen Michael Bernardo? He did not make that shot. He's actually in Batman and Robin in 1997. That seems to be the last... No, that's not the last thing he's done. The last movie, I guess the last full-length movie he's done. Oof. I think I might have accidentally given myself a spoiler, by the way. I won't say nothing. But no, I don't think I've seen anything he's done apart from Batman and Robin. But it plays such a small part. It's like, I don't know if that's where I'm recognizing him from. It's easy ways to cut through, you know. Can anybody stop him? Mikasa Sukasa. I hope you put your body back. Look at this guy. You can't be tough with permed hair. Like, I'm sorry, but no, you can't do that. Like, you can't act tough and have your hair permed. It doesn't work. Like, I'm not sure that even worked in 1993. You know. There's 3 of these movies. Okay, I thought there was only 2. Okay. Shootfighter back from the dead. Are they all on Amazon? I know 1 and 2 are on Amazon. I don't think Shootfighter 3 is on Amazon. Damn it. They put a snake into the ring. Oh, he's all bendy. This is Dao Sim. I Come on, man. You can't get beat by this skinny dude. What are you doing? Just sit on him. Dan says only toi. Oof. Yeesh. Man's ripped out his heart. Look, just KO'd him. Yikes. All right, here's my next question for the group. I know Dan is a formidable fighter, and as far as I know, he's the only formidable fighter in the group. But even for Dan, and I guess for everybody really, as non-formidable fighters, if you were to get into a fight with somebody, right, what would for you be an embarrassing loss? You know what I mean? Like, okay, I get that none of us, apart from Dan, are formidable fighters. But if you were to get into a fight with somebody and you ended up losing, what would be, even for you, be considered an embarrassing loss? Like, I feel like for myself, if I got beaten up by like a really skinny person, or like a really, really short person, like 5'1" or something like that, you know, like a dwarf. And I know full well that there are plenty of people who are skinny or short or whatever that have trained in fighting and can whoop loads of asses. But I feel like even as a very unformidable fighter, if I got beaten up by like a really skinny dude, that'd be an embarrassing loss for me. So that's my question for the group. What would for you be an embarrassing loss, even though none of us can fight apart from Dan? That dude had a heart, literally. Oh, what are they gonna do? Oh, they're throwing weapons in there. Swords. Repeat the question. Okay. So the question was, if you were to get into a fight with somebody, what would for you be an embarrassing defeat? Like if you got your ass kicked by somebody, like if you get your ass kicked by some, you know, whatever, like some, I get it, like, you know, some top, it's like, it is what it is, right? But what would for you be an embarrassing loss? Like who, if you lost a fight, what would for you be an embarrassing defeat? Like if you got beaten up by, like, I don't know, like a child or something. Oh. Uh-oh. Eesh. You know, you were not ready for that. Using because I trip myself up. You wanna fight? You wanna fight? Come on. Yeah, that would be embarrassing. That, yeah. If I get beaten up by someone younger than me. But how much younger are we talking though? How much younger are we talking? Because, like, I don't know, a few months younger, it's like, I don't know. If you got beaten up by, like, a 4-year-old, and not just beaten up, like, imagine like a 4-year-old actually just handing your ass to you, like literally just laying you out. And not even one of these things where you let them win, like they actually just like knocked you out, like took you all the way out. Guessing 6, yeah. The short guys are males and kids. Oh yeah, I mean, I know there's like short people who could fight. I ain't saying that. I'm not saying that, but it's the thing is, I'm about 6 foot, right? And I'm not, I don't know, I don't want to say big, but you know, I'm probably a little bit above average in terms of like build, right? So I give off a pretty kind of tough, strong look. Like that's kind of like, you know, how I could come across a lot of times. Not every time, but a lot of times. So if I ever got into a fight with somebody who was like, you know, 5'1", 5'2", and that person handed my, you know, that just whooped me, that just whooped it. The fact that he was a trained fighter and I'm not, I feel like that is irrelevant. It's just the fact that I got my ass kicked by somebody so much smaller than me. Oh, this ain't gonna end well. Oof. That neck gone. That's why I don't get into fights, by the way, in case anybody was wondering. That's why I don't get into fights, because I know I might look tough, but I might look tough. I could probably scare most people into not fighting me, but that one person who takes me up on the offer, it's not gonna go in my favor. So I just don't get into fights. I don't get into fights. If they are younger, if they are verified, I can respect that. But if it's your own era, that's bad. Oh, damn it. But yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people do that whole, you know, acting tough thing, talking big thing, especially when it's like, when you know the chances of a retaliation are really slim. And I just don't do that. I don't. Like, to me, it's like, unless you're willing to actually get into a fight with somebody, then it's like I'm not even gonna, like, no. And my fighting days are long gone. I'm not that guy no more. Like, I used to get into fights when I was in school because, you know, that's what you do in school, right? But these days, as an adult, and hopefully a relatively functioning adult, it's just silly getting into these types of fights. So for me, it's like, I don't act tough. You know, I don't go around trying to intimidate people just because I'm taller than them or bigger than them or whatever, because you, like, again, you just don't know. You don't know. I don't do none of that. I don't be shouting at people, because you never know who's gonna, like, turn their car around and follow you that you just don't know. So yeah. If I successfully avoid getting into a fight, that's my win. This guy's doing the capoeira stuff. It's Eddie Gordo right here. He just bite a chunk out of his arm. Yeah, eesh. Bro, we have 5-year-olds. Oh, I know. I've seen that. I still ain't fighting him though. I ain't gonna fight no 5-year-old. I ain't gonna fight no 5-year-old. First of all, like, you can't win against a 5-year-old, because if you win, it's like, bro, you beat up a 5-year-old. What the hell's wrong with you? And if you lose, it's embarrassing. It don't matter if that 5-year-old was like a, you know, martial arts prodigy that studied since he was like 1. It don't matter. You can't win. Like, you beat him up, you're a bully. You lose, you're a laughing stock. Like, just don't bother. Just don't. It's a bad idea, man. It's a bad idea. Oh, he strangled him. Hey, what happened to the chunk that he bit out of his arm, though? Come on, you saw him. Hawk and Ruben. Ruben, he should have gotten out, man. Now he's gonna fight this guy with a perm. Imagine getting your ass kicked by a dude with a perm, though. That's embarrassing. I don't care how big this guy is. The dude's got a perm. I think the only person who can beat you up The only person with a perm who can beat you up and it not be embarrassing is Prince. Like, that's it. Like, if you got your ass kicked by Prince, that's the only time it's not embarrassing. Anybody, any other dude with a perm that whoops your ass, bro, just hang your head in shame. That's an embarrassment right there. Like, even if you get your ass kicked by Michael Jackson, I mean, it's probably less embarrassing, but still pretty embarrassing. Prince, that's the only one out that like if you get your ass kicked by Prince, it is what it is. But any other guy with a perm, nah, that's embarrassing, bro. Like, you gotta root for Ruben. Oh, for sure, for sure. God of Johnny Lawrence getting his ass kicked by Daniel and the guy with a perm. Come on now. Johnny Lawrence trained in martial arts his whole life just to lose to some guy who trained for the last few months. Now Ruben's having to fight this dude with a perm. It's like, come on, man. Come on, Ruben. Do it for Johnny. Is he going to do it? Is he going to kill him? He's not going to kill him. Oh, he ran into the sword. Perm man ran into a sword. Yeah, Egypt. That's why it's embarrassing to lose with a guy with a perm. Like, the guy just ran into a sword. Oh, Ruben. Oh, he's gonna make him fight. Oh, he's not gonna do. Is he gonna make him fight? Nah. Oh, Bolo. can't avoid it any longer. Once and for all. Alright, Dan, if you're still in the chat, I have a question for Dan, because Dan's seen Bolo Young play many good guys and many bad guys. What do you think he does better, good guys or bad guys? I feel like I already know the answer, but for someone who's seen more of his good guy movies, let me ask you. Yeah, Ruben's kind of realizing what he's gotten himself into. But it's too late. Should have walked away when you had a chance. When he's good, he's good. When he's bad, he's the best. Yeah. Like him as a bad guy, I think that's because he scared the crap out of me in Bloodsport. Yeah, I mean, I think to my mind, this is the only time I've seen him as a good guy, but just based on this one performance, I feel like I definitely prefer him as the bad guy as well. He's not really convincing good guy in this movie, to be honest with you, but maybe there's other movies. Maybe he's a better good guy in other movies, is what I meant to say. Oh, they're gonna make the two friends fight each other to the death. Okay, here's Bolo Young. One-inch punch. He learned that from Bruce Lee. Choreography's pretty cool in this movie, though. Like, I mean, for 1993 American martial arts movies, like, the choreography wasn't always so great. This is actually, you know, these guys know what they're doing. Haze is obsessed with people fighting to the death. It's the only way to fight. They said they were running this in Mexico, right? But there's a lot of non-Mexicans in the audience. You know what I mean? Like, how are they running this in Mexico and, like, there's hardly any Mexicans in the audience? Like, what is going on? It seems like every nation but Mexico. I'm just saying, like, all these people traveling into Mexico, doesn't that raise suspicion with anybody? Like, you watch these fights are freaks. Or ain't that the truth? Maybe that's a subtle way of saying that Mexicans aren't freaks. It's just everybody else in the world. That makes sense, actually. I can believe that. John Kreese versus Bolo Young. We took a price too high. Now you're being racist. Well, yeah, technically. I mean, if Mexicans aren't freaks, that's a good thing for Mexicans, right? If the rest of the world are freaks, yeah, that means I'm racist to I'm racist towards non-Mexicans. Okay, I guess is what I am. That's what I'm interpreting from this movie. Mexicans are not sick freaks, it's just the rest of the world. Or it could be like what Dan says, the ticket price is too high and Mexicans are too poor. Like, that could be it too. Can't afford to see events in their own country. Like, damn, man. That could be that. So, I'm either being racist towards Mexicans or racist towards everybody who isn't Mexican. Either way, really. Either way. Bolo looks like he could suffocate you with his chest, though. Like, literally just suffocate you with his chest muscles. You know what I mean? Like, he could just, like, literally just, like, do, like, one of those, like, pec flex things and just, like, suffocate you with that. Everyone is racist to the French, so I guess it's... Yeah, I think, like, that's kind of like being ginger, isn't it? Like, it's okay to cuss out gingers. It's okay to cuss out French people. I think that's how that works. Like, French people and gingers are pretty much in the same kind of category. Along with vegans. Like, French people, gingers and vegans, I think, are all kind of at the same kind of... That's how that works. Imagine being a French ginger vegan, where you get no support. Yo, Bolo's gone hard on him. Knees up in the chest and everything. You wanted to fight this guy, huh? See, this is why you don't need to... This is why you can't be, like, picking fights with people. You can't pick fights with somebody who's just going to whoop your ass. Like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? Why would you do that? Oof, look at that. Eesh, that is a nasty break. He's got that evil eyes again. You brought... Oh, look at this. Oh, I thought he was going to do what Bruce Lee did to him in Enter the Dragon. He didn't. Did a variation, though. Why would you pick a fight with Bolo Young? This guy learned from the best. What was you thinking? What was you thinking? These people, they'll pay money to watch people die, so regardless of where they're from, they are freaks, indeed. Oh, and that's the end of the movie. Shingo, Bolo Young, Cheryl, Miriam, Dabo, Ruben, William Zabka, Nick, Michael Bernardo, Jill, Signal. Okay, it's going too fast. I don't read that fast. Okay, so that was Shootfighter, Fights to the Death. You know what? I quite like that actually. Like, I'm definitely consider myself to be a fan of these types of movies. Used to watch loads of these types of movies back in the day. This is a new one for me though, so I've not seen this particular one before. But even still, I quite liked it. I mean, I knew William Zabka did movies after. Well, Zabka and Makakova did movies after Karate Kid, but I don't believe I've seen any of them. Actually, I don't believe I've seen any of their movies they did after Karate Kid, so that's another first for me. Bolo Young, I've seen in other things, of course, but, well, not of course, but I have seen him in other things, but this is the first time seeing him as a good guy, which, yeah, I mean, he's not convinced as a good guy, I ain't gonna lie. He's not that convinced as a good guy, but whatever, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, it was a cool movie. It wasn't quite the typical revenge story. Well, actually, I guess it kind of was a revenge story to some degree, but maybe not a typical revenge story. It was more of a guy trying to get revenge on someone who felt dishonored him. But in doing so, he tries to, you know, he uses his students, he causes his students into fights and uses that as leverage to get him to fight him in a match. But it was like, why would you do that? Why would you pick a fight with somebody who was better than you? Just get your ass kicked in front of everybody, like, bruh. Come on now. What was you thinking? What was you thinking? But yeah, that was a cool movie. That was a cool movie. We'll have to do Shootfighter 2 one of these days. I don't know, is there a Shootfighter 3? Because, let me see if there's a Shootfighter 3. Real quick. It's not on Amazon if there is, but... There's a film called Shootfighter Tekken, Round 3. I don't think that's related to this film though. This looks like an animated movie. Yeah, I don't think this is related to this film. This looks like an animated film. Yeah, I think that's something else. That's something else. But yeah, let's see here. Shootfighter. Oh, and neither of them died, by the way. Neither Nick or Ruben died, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, because I thought one of them was good. I thought Nick was going to get killed. Not Nick. Yeah, Nick. I thought Nick was going to get killed. Alright, I'm looking on the movie database because that links. Okay, so there, yeah, it's just Shootfighter 1 and 2. There's just 1 and 2. Yeah, there's a film called Shootfighter Tekken Round 3. So it has a similar name, but I don't think that film, I mean, it doesn't look like that film's related to this series. It's just a similar name and a confusing title. But yeah, as far as this particular story goes, just 1 and 2. Maybe they need to make a 3. Maybe it's about time they made a 3. But before they make a 3, I'm going to take a quick break. Should be back in a few minutes. We could talk more about the movie and other things for a little while before we end the stream. So if you could stick around, that would be awesome. I thought Ruben was going to die. Yeah, Ruben, that's the... Yeah, William Zabka one. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking Nick. You thought, well, I guess we're both wrong. Need a win. Okay, cool. Alright, so Sam's going to take care of business. I'm going to take care of some business. But yeah, she'll be back in a few minutes. If you can stick around, that'd be awesome. We can talk a little more. But if I'm not back in 5 minutes, wait longer. All right, see you guys soon. right. Thank you for sticking around. For those who stuck around, thank you for joining. For those who have joined. Oh, okay. So let me hit this button real quick. There we go. Mark the stream and all that. Mark the stream and all that. Okay, so yeah, man, yeah. Shootfighter, Fight to the Death. That was from 1993. And that weren't too bad, you know. That weren't too bad. You know what though? I feel like this could be a film that I'll talk about on my movie channel though, like for why it's trash, because there's definitely a few things I spotted in that movie. I was like, bruh. So this could be a movie that I talk about on that channel on one of these days. But till then, in fact, you know what? Let me put it on my list right quick. Let me put this on my list so that one does not forget it. But yeah, so what happened in this movie? Like, Bolo Yeung was a renowned shoot fighter that left the industry because it's all nonsense and whatnot. And Martin Kove coaxes him back into it. Enjoy them for what they are, indeed. Indeed. Well, that's kind of thing for me though. Like, I like movies that, I mean, I like lots of different types of movies. But when movies have, whether it's plot holes or just things that don't quite add up, I kind of like that, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it could be too off-putting, depending on how it's done and how bad they are, and this, that, and the other. But I would say for the most part, generally speaking, I kind of like when a movie doesn't quite make a whole lot of sense, and especially when it's not as blatant. Like you know, it could just be a bit silly and cheesy or whatever. Because it's fun, right? It's just fun. You know, not every movie needs to be some multi-layered, deep masterpiece. You know, that has you questioning, you know, your beliefs and your way of life, and really rethinking how you know. Not every movie has to do that. Some movies can just be just fun, just dumb and fun, you know. So that's cool for me. And even some of those movies that are a bit more serious, that are a bit more, you know, well put together, even some of those, even quite a lot of those, they even have things that don't make sense in them as well. So it's always there. It's always there. But I like making fun of movies. It's become one of my favorite things to do. I enjoy a fun movie a lot more, indeed. It's like, for example, like you could take a film like Precious, right, which is an amazing film, brilliant, you know, story being told, and the way it's the actors, it's just an amazing, brilliantly made film. But then when you think like your day, you go through your day, you have a tough day, maybe you go to work, maybe you do this, you got that, blah blah blah, and you come back and just kind of just want to chill. I feel like you're more likely to put on a film like Shootfighter than Precious. Now, yeah, you could easily say Precious is if it was to, you know, rate it as a filmmaking thing, Precious is an amazing film. Shootfighter is kind of alright, but I would much rather put a film like Shootfighter over Precious any day, because as good as Precious is, it's a tough watch. And when you've had, like, you know, you've just had your long day or whatever, you don't always want to deal with that. You don't always want to, you know, watch something that's just gonna depress you and remind you how horrible people can be in the world. And it's like, sometimes you just want to see something dumb, fun, and the good guy wins in the end. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, there's a place for all kinds of movies. There's a place in this world for all kinds of movies. Matter of fact, I'm going to add Precious to my list of movies to make fun of, actually, because I probably should do that one of these days. Exactly. Sometimes you just want to see a popcorn film. Not even sometimes. I feel like most times. And it's good to watch the serious films, of course. I ain't saying that, but more time I'm just gonna be like, you know what? Just put Shootfighter on, or what else is there? Best of the Best, or American Ninja. You know, something like that. You just put some cheesy action movie on. Those weird movies are the best watch because this. Yeah, exactly. It's like you could watch them once, maybe twice, depending on how good they are, maybe a few times. But yeah, a lot of times it's like, you know what, just like I feel like if I think of the movies that I've watched the most, like the movies that I've seen multiple times, most of them will most likely fall into the, you know, cheesy, dumb action movie area. And that's not to say, by the way, that's not to say that just because it's a cheesy, dumb action movie that it can't be multi-layered. You know, I don't think that's the case. It's just maybe a bit more subtle about their depth. You know what I mean? Like they could, like for example, RoboCop. Right, RoboCop on its surface is a movie about a guy that died and he turned him into a robot and he just went around and avenged his own death. That's pretty much what it is on the surface. But that doesn't mean there's no layers to it. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean like there's this whole thing about corporate greed, you know, there's this whole thing about society and how, you know, people treat each other, and you know how people care about how little people can care about things, and that there's a lot of depth to RoboCop, but it's just like you could watch it and it could just be, you could just have it as a just a fun action movie with blood and guts, like, you know what I mean? It could be just that if you wanted to. It could be just that. And that's probably one of the reasons why I think RoboCop is a great movie, because it is that type of film where it can be fun and dumb, or it could be multi-layered. It literally can be both if you wanted to, you know. So good cheesy slash here. Low budget, trashy horror movie. Bunch of teens get killed. You know? Bunch of teens get killed. Of course, a bunch of naked girls in the shower getting slashed up. Because, you know, why not, right? Why not? Yeah, I love listening to Peter Weller talk about RoboCop. Peter Weller almost didn't do RoboCop 2. Like, apparently, I saw this video, they were talking about it. Apparently, he almost did not do RoboCop 2. Like, he was actually ready to walk away, and of course, he ended up doing it in the end. But, like, yeah, he didn't agree to it initially. RoboCop 2 could have been a very different movie. Quite frankly, it could have been a lot better. It had issues with the script. The original script writers had to be fired because it was something to do with, like, they were writing during a strike. Like, I think that, I mean, I might have misunderstood what they're saying, to be honest with you. But if I understood correctly, if I understood correctly, the original script writers had to be fired because they were writing during a strike, and there's like it was against the terms of like the, you know, what you call it, like the guild terms and things like that, and so they couldn't use that script. And apparently, I mean, from what I'm hearing about the original script, boy, that could have been an amazing film. That could have been an amazing film, because it was set like years after the original one, and it was dealing with like RoboCop, like just like coming to terms with, you know, being this man in a machine, you know, and all that kind of thing. Like, it was apparently going to explore some depth, but they just couldn't use it. Man, that sucks, but oh well. We got Kane instead. That's what we got. We got Kane and that kid that swears a lot. But you know, RoboCop 2 is entertaining. I mean, people cuss it, but it's not a terrible film. It's entertaining. It does what it does relatively well. But yeah. Relatively well. I did hear actually that I don't know if this is still happening. Let me see if I can find out. Apparently, there's going to be a new RoboCop movie that's based more on the original RoboCop 2 script. Apparently. And if so, that could be awesome. Yeah, RoboCop Returns is called. Well, tentatively called. But there's no release date or anything, or very little information on it. Oh well, we'll have to wait and see if indeed that does come to fruition. So I ain't know if anybody is interested, but if anybody is, Boomerang X is on sale right now on Steam for £8.37. I don't know if I want to buy it for £8. Actually, I mean, £8.37 is not a bad price. But I don't know if I want to buy it for £8.37. Not right now, anyway. Not right now. I still got other games to get through, and that's not low enough for me to snap it and buy it and play it later. Sometimes you're gonna do that with Steam. Like when you see a game on sale, you might be like, you know what? Let me just get it now, play it later. Because by the time you get around to it, the sale's gonna be over, and it'll be back to full price again. But that's not quite a low enough price for me to just snap it up and play later. I feel like it needs to be maybe £5 or less. Maybe £5 or less. Let's see here. Next week we're back to it's Arnie, back to continuing Arnie season. We are into the 80s with Arnie season. We watched Conan the Destroyer last week. So next up is the classic Terminator. Well, The Terminator, to give it its proper title. So next week it's The Terminator. Let's see what The Terminator is available on. The Terminator. It's available if you have the MGM subscription through Amazon. It's available in that. Otherwise, it's $7.99 to buy, or you can rent it for. Actually, no, you can't rent it. It's just $7.99 to buy. There's probably other places you can rent it from, but of course, you don't gas to do none of that. You don't gas to do none of that. You can still come along and have some fun. We're able to be in your other stream because the bad weather knocked out the power for 2 days. Seriously, I couldn't charge my stuff here. I had to do it. I have family members brace. Oh damn, man, that's tough. No electricity for 2 days during this summer temps. You can picture how fun that was for sure. Damn, man, bruh. Why do you live there? Man, that's like a sign to move. That is a sign to move to a place that doesn't have as harsh. Man, you got no power for 2 days, bruh. That's tough, bro. That is tough. That is a sign to move. That's like, you know what? It's time to move home. Let me see what the what other parts of the world I can live in that doesn't have this kind of weather. Man. Unpopular opinion, I like the first Terminator more than 2. Oh, that is an unpopular opinion. I feel like most people prefer part 2. In fact, I feel like many people would say that Terminator 2 is a rare example of a sequel being better than the original. And I would tend to agree with that. But, alright. Sam prefers the first one. No problem, no problem. I mean, liking Terminator 1 more than Terminator 2, I don't think that's as bad as thinking Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So I feel like you're okay with that. You're okay. It's not as bad as, that's not as bad a take as thinking Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So it's fine to like Terminator more than Terminator 2, I think. See, the storm system took the Swepco company's power too, so those workers had to get that power back running before going into other areas. And 2,000 linemen came to help. Bro, you need to look at other places to live, man. I'm telling you, bro. You need to look at other places to live. That's too much. That is too much. Man, storms and power outages and was it sundowns and nah. I think you'd be better off living in like Afghanistan or something. Like I feel like it's probably more peaceful there. You know what I mean? I swear people in the southern states, they must go to places like Afghanistan for a relaxing holiday, you know, like, bro, that is too much, man. Like, you know what, I need a relaxing holiday. Where can I go to? You know, I hear Ukraine's nice this time of year. Like, man. I'm not denying T2 is a better movie all around, but the first Terminator blends genres, and I appreciate that. Okay, no, fair enough, fair enough. I felt with Terminator though, if I remember correctly, there does have a very important unanswered question, and perhaps perhaps it does answer it. I'm just forgetting, and I'm just forgetting, and perhaps next week we'll see. But whatever happened to the lizard? Like, because I don't think he kills the lizard. I think he kills. Ooh, you all seen Terminator, right? So I'm not spoiling anything. But I mean, he kills the house guest, the housemate, her roommate. But I'm pretty sure the lizard didn't get killed. So like, what happened to that lizard? Like, I feel like we should know what happened to the lizard, you know. But damn it, but yeah, like maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe they do actually show what happens to the lizard, and I'm just forgotten. But maybe we'll find out next week. If we could watch it next week, that's the plan. Keep a close eye on the lizard and see if they actually show and answer that question. Whatever happens to that lizard? You want to see some catastrophic apocalyptic buses like whether go to the Midwest tornadoes. They were like Twister and Wizard of Oz. Oh, okay. So people in Midwest go to the southern states when they want to take a break. Man, yeah. I don't think I can do that kind of weather. Actually, I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be cool to do it, like to be in that kind of weather under very tight conditions. Like maybe if if you had all like the safety equipment and stuff like that around, you know, then it'd be cool. Especially if you used to do those things where, you know, you get like a skateboard or something and get pulled in the wind. That'd be pretty cool to try that out. But yeah, I'd have to do it under like some kind of supervision. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to get caught up in no, you know what I mean, some eye of the tornado, whatever. I'm trying to get caught up in that. More reason they get blizzards like my father's service. Fine for me, but I'll go to check out other states I'm interested in. Man, I mean, however, I don't know how anyone can enjoy this humidity. Nah, for sure, man. Hasn't been too bad in the last while. I guess we just gotten used to it a little bit, but hasn't been too bad in the last few days. But yeah, that humidity kicks up, man. It kicks up. Oof. Like right now, it's not too bad right now. But yeah, I can definitely still feel it. Get all that sticky and sweaty and. Ooh. Right now, it ain't too bad. Something's wrong with the world today. I don't know what it is. Have you guys heard of this new streaming platform called Kick? I think they're relatively new anyway. At least I've only been hearing about them in the last maybe few months or so. And apparently they're just like throwing a lot of money at the big Twitch stars to come over to stream exclusively on their platform. Like this one guy called XQC apparently got like $100 million to stream exclusively on Kick. To leave Twitch and go to Kick. That is crazy money. Like top sports stars aren't even getting money like that. That is mad. Like, that is crazy. That's like Hollywood movie level budget. And apparently it ain't even the only ones. Like there's a few others that have been getting some big deals as well. They're just literally throwing money at these guys to come over. Stephen, no duvets because it's too warm. It's not natural. You know what I find about that actually? I ain't know about y'all, but I could sleep without a quilt or a duvet. But I need to have my back covered with something. Like I don't know. Like if my back isn't covered, like I need whether I've got a t-shirt on or whether I put whether it's a blanket or something. I need my back to be covered. Like I find it difficult to sleep if my back isn't covered. It doesn't have to be covered with a duvet. It doesn't have to be covered with anything thick, but just needs to be covered. I don't know, that might be just me though. That might be just me. No, but bro, why do they need more money if they already have that much money to throw? Yeah. Yeah, and that stuff stretched all the way to Pensacola, Florida, with flooding rain to like up to car roof flooding rain. Yes. Second storm system is still moving through other states. You know what though, my guess is, and without knowing anything much about Kick, but my guess would be that they're not going to be around in the next few years. Like, they're throwing a lot of money to get these big stars, but I don't think that. I feel like you need more than that to run a successful platform. Like, sure, there's going to be people who they bring over, and I'm sure they could be able to sell advertising and this, that, and the other and make some money back. But I think in the long run, my guess is Kick are not going to be around for. I mean, I'm well, if they are, good for them. But this is my guess right now. They probably won't be around in the next, say, 3 to 5 years. They'll probably be gone. Because, like, yeah, you can't just throw money at stars, at people, and be like, oh yeah, cool, now we've got a platform. It's like, yeah, what about everybody else? You know what I mean? Like, literally what everybody else? Because that's what Twitch struggles with. They've got all these big stars, but it's really the smaller people that are keeping the platform alive. And if all you have is big stars and nobody else, it's like, well, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they found, you know, the secret recipe, whatever. See, for me, it's my feet. I need my feet covered, even if it's just one leg. I think it's like it's the draft, isn't it? Like, we feel there's a little bit of draft. And it's just like it feels, it's just too weird. Like, even if it's not like a big cold draft, but just that little bit of something. It's like, nah, I need my back covered. I'm like, well, your feet in your case. Hey, don't let Fred hear you say that, by the way. I don't think Fred's in the chat right now, but he might be lurking. Does anybody else have any sleeping requirements? I guess if I get tired enough, I can fall asleep in any kind of situation, but yeah, generally. Gotta have my back covered with something. I'll cover my feet with multiple layers around Fred, just in case. Just in case. I tend to sleep facing downwards. I can sleep on my back, but yeah, I feel like it feels a bit more natural to me to be facing downwards. I ain't know why that is. Apparently it's healthier to sleep on your back. Apparently. So I'm hearing, at least for adults anyway. So this is what I read somewhere. I can't remember where I read this, was years ago, but for babies it's better to sleep facing downwards, and for adults it's better to sleep facing upwards. I can't remember what the reason behind that was. I think for babies it's because, like, in case a baby vomits in their sleep, they don't choke on it, you know, because if they're upwards and they vomit, they might choke on their own vomit. Whereas if they're facing downwards and they vomit, it'll just come out of their mouth, you know. These are trying to buy pics of me from you. That's a lot even for me, right? Even after I said it was a joke, dude was like, yeah, are you still set? No. You might have those night vision cameras trying to take pictures of your feet while you're sleeping. Yeah, so definitely multiple layers. Put some trainers on as well, just to be sure. I sleep on my sides, back, and chest, stomach. Well, that's pretty much all positions then, really, isn't it? That's just it. That's just it. That's every sleeping position, either your side, back, or yeah. That's all of them then, really. That's just all of them. I find it difficult to sleep if I'm on my side. I mean, I'd have to be like real tired to fall asleep on my side, I think. That feels weird to me. It feels too compressed. It feels too compressed, like because all your body weight, especially like your upper body weight, is just like on your shoulder. And even if you put your arm out, that just feels weird. Yeah, I'd have to be exceptionally tired to fall asleep on my side, I think. Otherwise, I don't think that's happening. Oh. Say he was married and got asked for pics of another man's wife. That's a lot, right? Indecent Proposal 2023. So the plot for Indecent Proposal was a rich guy offered, I think it was $1 million to sleep with this guy's wife, or to spend the night with another man's wife for the night or something like that. In a 2023 version, it was for pictures of her feet. Okay. So, hey, how much are we talking here? Times are hard, man. Times are hard. Should I get one of my long pillow or back armrest pillows and sit up in bed? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, no, I don't think I, nah. Well, I think my bed would be a bit awkward to sit up in, but yeah. Ugh. All right, here's a question for you guys. What is the strangest / weirdest place you've fallen asleep in? Or actually, no, let me rephrase that. What is the most unideal place you fell asleep? And I think that's what I'm going to ask. What is the most unideal place that you've actually fell asleep in? And I don't mean like unideal position in your, you know what I mean, like place as in a place. Like you fell asleep somewhere and it was very unideal. Sounds like that work. Yeah. That would do it. Hey Sam, have you followed that? Sam? 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 Yeah. Here in the South, they say pillar, especially the old heads. Pillar. When I was 5, I fell asleep on a plastic chair next to a water dispenser. And when I woke up, I fell on the ground the second I moved. Oof. In class one time, back in the 6th grade. I did that for 5 minutes while doing paperwork. Oh, that would do it. I once fell asleep on a park bench. This was, I don't know, I can't remember. This was, it was years ago. Probably about 15 years ago, give or take. But I was, sitting on a park bench. I wasn't planning on sleeping on the park. That was not the plan at all. But I was just sitting on a park bench and I was so tired. And I just ended up falling asleep there. I don't think I was asleep for very long. I don't remember exactly how long, but I don't think it was very long. But yeah, very much an unideal place to fall asleep. Just there like... I've never fallen asleep at work, but I have come very close to falling asleep at work. On a few occasions, actually. Not my driving work, by the way, because that would be very awkward if I did that. If I fell asleep while driving a cab, that would be a ish. But yeah, when I worked in offices, there's been a few times where I've been very close to just falling asleep at the desk and just been like struggling to stay awake. Do you like sleep? Big fan. It's awesome. Does the body good. Feel well rested afterwards. But here's the thing, though, and this is something that I'm actually pretty serious about. And I've suggested this when I worked in offices as well, but they didn't take me seriously at the time. But I honestly believe that workplaces would get a lot more out of their staff, like a lot more productivity out of their staff, if they allowed for sleeping. Like things like if they had an area where you can go to and just like take a nap, you know, things like that. And I don't just mean like you have your designated breaks, your 15 minutes breaks, and you 1 hour. I don't mean just that. I mean literally be able to get up and take a nap. You know, like, and of course they'd have to have, you know, rules so people don't abuse it and this, that, and the other. I get that, but honestly, I feel like if workplaces accommodated for people, because everybody's sleep schedule is different. You know, like not everybody gets up at, you know, 8 o'clock in the morning and is like fine for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? Like, everybody does that. Sometimes people get tired at like 10 a.m. or something and just like need just a few minutes just to be like and I feel like if workplaces that allows for that sort of thing, you know, you just get a lot more productivity because people could maybe take a nap. And you know, when you take a nap, you are boosted afterwards. Like, oh, when you get up from that nap, like, you feel boosted. Like, your energy levels are just like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I feel like if workplaces allowed for that, you just get a lot more. The time that the small amount of time you lose, you'd easily make up tenfold. Well, maybe, I don't know about tenfold, but you definitely make it up in the productivity that you get afterwards. So, yeah. I remember suggesting that when I worked at this place, and I just thought I was being silly and whatever, and I was not being silly. I meant that. I actually meant that, and I still to this day think it's a good idea. But if they had that, who the fuck would work? No, you'd still work. I mean, of course, like, you'd have to have certain things about, you know, you can't just go to sleep for like 6 hours and be like, yeah, that's my shift over. Of course, you have to, you know, you have the regulations on how it will work. But yeah, I just feel like you can do that. You can have like a time where it's like, okay, you've done like a few hours, maybe done like an hour, whatever. You just need a 15-minute break, or even better, maybe, because you get breaks anywhere. But I guess what it would come down to is having it so that people are a bit more in control of when they take their breaks. I guess that would come down to, like, have a place where people can take a nap, but also have people more in control of when they can take breaks. That way, you know, if you're starting to feel tired, you know, you can take a break at, just go ahead and be like, yo, let me take a nap, you know, 15-20 minute nap, come back and you're boosted, you know. But yeah, I know, like, people look at that and be like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna take the piss, everyone's gonna take the piss. Of course, yeah, there could be some people who try and take the piss. I get that. That's how people are. But I think more people who would appreciate just the being able to, just knowing that they work in a place that values them more as a person than just as a thing that sits at a desk that churns out figures. I think the productivity in knowing that you're being taken care of would count a lot more than the odd few taking a piss out of it. Ain't never gonna work. I think you'd be surprised. You know, I think you'd be surprised if you put a little trust in people. Yeah, there's always gonna be somebody who abuses that trust, but I think if you put some trust in people, most people, I believe, would not abuse that trust, and they'll be like, you know what, you've extended this trust to me, and I'm going to show that I deserve to be trusted. I feel like most people would do that. I think the reason why you get so many people that don't care about their jobs or don't you know, all that kind of stuff is because most times your job treats you like you're an untrustworthy crook that just wants to take the piss all day, that doesn't actually want to work, that you know, they treat you like that. And because they're constantly treating you like that, you end up behaving like that. I feel like when places extend a level of trust to you, most people will not abuse that trust. That's what I believe. And maybe I'm being naive. Maybe you say, oh, you're just naive, maybe. But I believe most people will not abuse that trust and will show that they would just use it when they need to use it. And when they're working, they'll get far more work done than they would normally. Okay, where I worked, not possible. There was only 4 of us, 2 on each floor. Yeah, it might not work there. Maybe it might need more people so that others can take a nap. But yeah, I guess it's not something that everybody can do. But for those that can do it, they should. I mean, it's a bit hard to take a nap if you're the only one there. It's like, I get that. I get it. Back when I was 14 one night, I took a nice sleeping shower when I got out. I had a towel wrapped around me. I got back to my room asleep. Almost took a nap unintentionally. Okay. You fell asleep on your bed with a towel. Okay. That's pretty normal, dude. You're in your house. You got a shower. In your bed. Yeah, that's pretty normal, dude. I ain't gonna lie. That's pretty normal. You fell asleep in your own bed after taking a shower. Or almost fell asleep, Rob, I should say. You almost fell asleep. That's pretty normal. Come on, Brax. You can do better than that. Come on, Brax. At one time you fell asleep. Actually, no, you did say you fell asleep in class once, so yeah, there was that. There was that. No, my bad. You did say you fell asleep in class. Jobs don't treat you as valuable member of the team. They treat you as replaceable. Yeah, exactly. And when you get treated like that enough times, eventually you just start behaving like that. Like, most of us don't get a job because we just really love to stack shelves. Like, nah, like you get a job because, like, you need money to pay your bills, to do the things that you want to do. But that doesn't mean that a job can't be enjoyable, or that it can't be something that you end up staying at and maybe even progressing in. But the fact is that a lot of times people just treat you like absolute garbage in these places, and so yeah, you end up leaving, or you look for something else, or maybe you got a friend that works there, and that one friend is the one person that makes it that much more bearable to stay. But then that one friend leaves, and it's like you just don't want to be there no more. And it's so hard to find a motivation. And yeah, you got bills to pay. Yeah, you still got to do this and that and the other. But it's so hard to find that motivation to just go to work and do what you need to do, because, like, it's such a gruel being there for 8 hours or whatever, and just having to deal with everybody's insecure egos, because whatever issues they're going through, and they want to take it out on you because they're the boss, and it's just long. It's long, man. And eventually you get fed up, you have enough, and you go somewhere else. But then it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing all over again. But yeah, give a little trust and you get a lot back. I feel safe from it, man. I was trying to regain myself from the steamy shower. I see. I need cash. Yeah, that's another thing about jobs as well. When you ask a question, so why do you want to work here? And it's like, bro, I'm trying to get paid. Like, what? Like, they want you to come up with some nonsense about, yeah, so I really wanted to. I really like the way that this company was voted best place to. Nah, man. I'm trying to get paid, bro. That's why I want to work here. Matter of fact, I don't want to work here. I don't want to. But you're paying, I can do the job. It's a deal. Yeah, more honesty, man. More honesty. It's more honesty. Like, you get a job because you need money, but while you're there, I just feel like there's so much more that places of work can be doing to make it bearable. And it's just really frustrating. Like, at least it was frustrating for me when I worked in this office, and I was like, when I got promoted and I was in a position where I could affect change, well, in the end, you couldn't do anything, because it's like everybody's just stuck set in their ways, and nobody really wants to do anything about it because it benefits them. Nobody really wants to change anything because it benefits the managers to have it the way it is. So that you just have all these meetings about, oh, how can we improve this? How can we improve that? And it's the same things over and over again. Nobody really wants to do anything different. They just talk about it to make it sound like they care, because, they could go tell their bosses they could go tell their higher ups, oh yeah, we tried this, we tried that, and it's like nobody really cares, you know. And they have like these fun days, like every once in a while, you know, where these days where, you know, you have something going on, something big going on, and they'd be like, okay, cool, but that's like once every, I don't know, 2-3 months or whatever it was. You know, what about the everyday? And this is what I was trying to do when I was working there. I was saying, look, there's things you can do you don't always have to have big gestures. It doesn't always have to be something massive. You can do small things every day to let people know that they're valued. They let people know that, you know, okay, look, you come here because, you know, you need money, right? We get that. Let's not pretend it's something else, right? But while you're here, there's things that you can do as a manager, as a team leader, just to make that person's day just that little bit more bearable, so that when they get up in the morning to come to work, they're not like, oh man, let's think about the money. Just think about it. They are thinking, you know what, I might actually have a good day today. You know what I mean? There's just things you can do. It's just little things that don't even cost a lot of money to do, but they won't do it. They won't. And it's like every time they do these things like, oh yeah, let's have some prizes. And the prizes were always the same. You know, it's either something alcoholic or chocolates. That was it. You know, a bottle of, I don't know, wine or whatever, or chocolates. So you win a competition and you choose between wine or chocolates. It was every time. It's okay, so for people who don't drink or don't eat sweets, what's their incentive? You know what I mean? So it was just like nobody really cared in the end. And that was, I feel like that for me was one of the most frustrating things about being in that position, because effectively it's a paper title. You know, like they give you this title of deputy team leader and they invite you into these meetings and they send you on all these training courses, managerial training courses, and they do all these things, and it's all these that kind of grand things that make you feel like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool, that I can actually do something here. But you can't. In the end, they're gonna find some dumb reason why they're not gonna do what you suggested, and nothing ever changes, and you just end up being you end up being just a part of this whole kind of nonsense cycle where you get your money, you go home, and you don't care about anybody else as long as you're making your money, as long as you're getting your bonuses. And you know, you find that, yeah, anyway, you know, let me not get into that because that's a whole long thing. Wasn't planning on talking about, but yeah, it was just frustrating working in that place because it was just so much nonsense. It was so much nonsense. It was just very like childish behavior from a lot of adults who are supposed to be responsible, and they're not. They're just a bunch of taller kids that have their cliques and their favorites. And yeah, anyway, I don't work there no more. I don't work there no more. I'd rather stay home and watch movies all day, but I don't pay my bills. So exactly. Let's just be honest about it. Why do you want to work here? I don't. I don't. Here's a better question. It's like, don't answer people like why they want to work there. Well, not a question, right? Here's a better thing. Tell them why they should work there. That's what they should be doing. Don't ask the interviewee why they want to work there. Tell the interviewee why they should work there. This is what we do. How about that? How about that? How about, okay, this is why I think you should work here. We do this, we do this, we do this. How about that? If these places were honest, they'd be like, well, we're just going to treat you like you don't matter for most of the day. We're going to pretend, occasionally we're going to pretend like we care about your opinion, but we don't really. That's what we're going to do. But yeah, I don't work there no more. So tired, so I'm gonna finish my work tomorrow. Nah, I'm gonna chill here. Hey, why not, man? Why not? I couldn't deal with customers though. That's exactly what I did. Customer services. Customer services did it for many, many years. It's not too bad. I mean, it's very repetitive because, like, you know, a lot of times people calling up, it's the same issue. So it gets very, very repetitive. And there's a lot, you speak to a lot of people in the course of a day. But I mean, the way I look at it is like a job's a job, right? And my general attitude is I'll do whatever job for a reasonable pay. You know, nothing immoral or whatever, or nothing like that, but I'll do whatever job for a reasonable pay. You know, but there's only so much disrespect you can take before it's like, this just ain't even worth it. And the older I got, and the smaller that list, the shorter that disrespect list became. Was like, you know, when you start working at 16, you put up with so much because you don't know any better. You get a bit older and you're like, you know what? Let me just stick it out with it because, you know, I need to earn this, I need to pay that, I need to do this. And you get a little bit older and you're like, you know, I'm just not dealing with it. I'm just not dealing with that. It's just I'm not here for your nonsense. I'm not here to feed your ego. So if it's gonna be like that, I'm gonna leave. The older I got, that is exactly. I just nope. And that's one of the things I say, like, the younger generation got right when it comes to work. Because, like, at least from what I'm hearing anyway, is that, like, a lot of times there's a whole kind of movement, I guess, or a whole kind of thing of people who have gotten jobs and just left after being disrespected. You know, just like a little bit of disrespect, and they're just like, all right, come to hand them a notice. And as much as people say things like, oh, that, you know, the young people, they don't want to work, it's like, it's not that they don't want to work. Well, nobody wants to work, but it's not that they don't want to work. It's like, but I feel like that you just got the right attitude. It's like, why am I putting up with your disrespect? I don't come here for that. So it's like, yeah, leave, get another job. Because there's so many choices now. There's so many places you can work, so many options available to you. Why would you stay anywhere that's just going to disrespect you? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. So, like, I feel like that's something that young people got right. Just don't put up with it. Just don't put up with it. Like, walk out if you need to. Hand your notice if you need to. If they're going to disrespect you, disrespect them. Why? In fact, I saw this one video by this guy who was just saying, look, like, if you get a job and they treating you like garbage, why even hand in a notice? Like, just leave. That's what he was saying. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Just leave. Like, if they're going to disrespect you, why are you giving them the respect of handing in your 2 weeks notice and let them know that you're about to leave? And especially when it's like, they can fire you at any moment and you've just got to go, right? But you have to give them notice? Wait a minute. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. If they're going to disrespect you, why are you being respectful to them? It's like, nah, it's a two-way street. If you're going to treat me like garbage, I'm going to walk out. That's how it should be. And I think a lot of people, I think some young people are doing it. And I'm like, you know what? That's how you should do it. That's how you should do it. Walk out. Don't give them no notice. Just don't turn up. Just don't turn up. Oh, the young people don't want to work because I just don't want to be disrespected. And I get it. Of course, there's always going to be those people who just actually will leave at the slightest of anything. You know, they got asked to do something that's within their job description and they were like, oh my God, I can't take it. I know there's people like that. But I ain't talking about those guys. I'm talking about the people who like got a job. They were fine to do their job. They were doing it, you know, as they should be. But their boss decided to get all rude and disrespectful and unnecessary and all that kind of stuff. And they were like, you know what? I'm just going to bounce. If you're going to be like that, I've barely been there a few days and you're already treating me like garbage. I'm gonna leave. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get it. Shouldn't it around last year about to send you the pics of my horror movie icons hoodie? I vaguely remember you saying stuff like that, but yeah, you could tweet at me. If you got a picture of it, you can tweet at me. Hit me on the Twitter sphere, on the Twitter spaces. So the thing is, money to younger people and ain't gonna be working more for less pay. Have you seen Golf Murray up? I don't believe I have. I don't believe I have. Ain't gonna be working, yeah, for sure, for sure. You want more work? More monies, or certainly at least more incentive. It doesn't always have to be more money, I don't think, but certainly you need more of an incentive. And yeah, a lot of times workplaces don't want to do that. They want to give you more and more work, don't want to pay you more or give you any real reason as to why you're doing more work. So yeah, walk out, walk out. That's something I kind of wish I did, especially with the last place. Well, not the last place, but the second to last place that I worked. Kind of wish I did that there, where I just, you know what, let me just not turn up, because they did not deserve me giving them it was a month's notice I gave them. They did not deserve that at all, at all. I should have just not turned up, and they could say, "Oh yeah, you didn't turn up, so we fight." They could have had that on my record. I wouldn't even cared. I would not have cared if they put down. I'd had to fire me for absence. I wouldn't have cared. But anyway, too late now. Maybe some alternate universe I did that. It's like Elliot, kiss and butt to go to events. I personally don't like it. I ain't impressed. I'm now being invited. I want nothing to do with these people. Stay over there. The hard work ain't nothing with decent payment attached. Yeah, you work hard for what you want, but key thing is to work smarter, not harder indeed. So here's something actually I used to say to some of the people that I was training back in the olden days when I used to be a part of this world. But I'd ask them the question, who do you work for? And most of them would say, you know, the name of the company, right? I'm like, no, you don't. You are employed by the company. You work for yourself, you know? And what that means is whatever reason you had for taking the job, you know, not the BS reason you gave in the interview, but the actual reason you have for taking the job. That's what you got to remember. That's what you got to keep in mind. Because the day that reason is no longer valid, you know, the day that, when the day comes where doing this job is no longer your best option, leave. You know, I'll tell people that it's time to leave. It's time to leave, because like when you work anywhere, you're gonna have tough days, you're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have days where you don't feel like doing it, blah blah blah. And you gotta ask yourself, for the reasons that I have for doing this job, is this still my best option? You know, is this still my best option to fulfill these reasons? And if the answer to that question is yes, you keep going. If the answer to that question is no, actually there's something else I could be doing that's a better option than this, then do that. Because you don't work for the company. You're employed by the company. You work for yourself. Indeed. Let them walk away. Hopefully that means employers will stop being disrespectful to their staff when they realize that actually people can and will walk out. Also, the whole thing about giving a month's notice is nonsense as well. It's actually like really bad when you think about it, because if you have to give a job a month's notice, like that makes it so difficult to secure another job before leaving. Which is one of the reasons why a lot of times people don't leave, because like it's so difficult to secure another job and a start date when you have to give a whole month notice before you can leave. Bruh. A month? Like some places require a month? It makes it so difficult to secure a start date for, I mean, it's difficult enough to secure an interview when you work full time, right? But let's say somehow you manage to secure an interview and you manage to get the job. Now you got to secure a start date, but you got to give a month's notice. I'm not saying it's impossible. Clearly it gets done. But I'm just saying it makes it so much harder to do that. So yeah, I feel like that whole month's notice is nonsense anyway. Just leave, just walk out. Just walk out. Hand in your notice, right? Hand in your notice. And then just don't turn up. Be like, yeah, here's my month's notice, all right, cool. And then don't turn up the next day. Be like, all right. But yeah. That's my advice. Walk out of your jobs the moment they don't serve you no more. That might sound silly. It might sound like a bad idea. Man, you know what? Maybe it is. But in all honesty, sometimes bad ideas are the best ideas. You say you can claim JSA till you find something else. Oh yeah, job seeker allowance. Yeah, okay, yeah. Can you claim job seeker allowance if you get fired? Because I'm just thinking, because I don't actually consider that. And if you can't claim job seeker allowance if you get fired, then yeah, maybe you're just gonna have to hand your notice and not walk out, just in case. Just in case. Just in case. Just in case. You can. Oh, if you can. Okay, in that case, if you can claim job seekers allowance even if you get fired, then yeah, walk out your jobs. Just walk out. Walk out. Just walk out. Walk out. If you can still claim it even if you get fired, yeah, walk out. That's my advice. That's my advice. But maybe check with your council or whoever who handles the job seekers allowance in your area. Maybe just to be sure. Yeah, maybe check to be sure. But if you can get it, even if you get fired, walk out your jobs. Just walk out. Walk out. Today's stream is called Haze Gives Bad Advice. Haze gives bad advice that you probably shouldn't be taking. But you know what? I don't know, man. I mean, as much as I'm thinking, part of me is thinking it's not good advice. Part of me is thinking, yeah, like screw it, just do it, man. Like, because the way that some of these places just disrespect you to no end, and then you're still expected to do a good job. Bruh, come on now. That should not be allowed. That should not be allowed. Or what you could do actually is get like your phone and records them like saying rude stuff, or whether if they're being disrespectful to you, like records them being disrespectful. That way when you walk out and say, look, this is what happened, I'm not here to put up with nobody's disrespect, and just you got the evidence of it. In fact, yeah, that's my advice. Get evidence of them being disrespectful, and that way you know you've got something to back yourself up with if anybody tries to say something. But look, I'm not here to put up with somebody being rude to me. Like I don't come here for that. You know, I come here, do my job, do my work. you don't get to be rude to me. Like even if you make a mistake or you get something wrong, that's no excuse for somebody being rude to you like that or being disrespectful like that. They can let you know you did something wrong, but they don't need to be calling you all kinds of names and whatever and just treating you like garbage. Like, nah. So yeah, any kind of disrespect, yeah, get evidence of it. If you can get evidence, and then just walk out. Make sure you have a union. Yeah. Not all jobs have unions though, I don't think. Depends what type of job it is. But yeah. If you got a union, if you got a union, there's probably a you know what, let me just say this. Listen to take Sam's advice, don't take mine. I've never been part of a union. So those are types of things that don't occur to me when I'm talking about unions and job seekers allowance. I haven't considered that at all. I could be giving you the worst advice ever, actually. So yeah, listen to Sam. That's gonna be. Let me just say that. Just listen to Sam. Get a union and check about whether you could give job seekers allowance or not. Because I've not. Yeah. I'm just giving bad advice. That's what I do. But still, don't take nobody's disrespect. Don't take nobody's disrespect. Don't take nobody's disrespect. It's not okay. It's not any amount of it. Let them know, like say something, definitely. Like if somebody's saying being rude to you or whatever, say something, hey look man, don't talk to me like that, or you know, just let them know. And if it continues, get evidence, man. Get evidence. And if you can join a union, that's probably a good idea too. Joined union. Okay, I just seen you got some in that photo. Cool. I'll check that. They joined the union and put in the demands for a pay rise. A stagecoach said no, so they went on strike. Yes, that's probably the proper way to do it. Yeah, listen to Sam. Listen to Sam. Don't listen to me. Listen, take my advice if you're kind of an anarchist and literally don't care about certain things. Take Sam's advice if you actually, you know, want to be able to get another job afterwards. Yeah, I'm just checking your pictures now, Brax. But you know what? I could put these on stream actually. One sec. I could put these on stream. Let me do it real quick before we finish today. Show y'all what Braxton L. Spivey, the snake lover guy, has sent me. So yeah, this is was it Friends? It's got Michael, Jason. It's got like the Friends logo, and that's pretty cool. It's got a mystery bus as well. Okay, yeah, they're all in the mystery bus. Nice. It's got the Scooby-Doo reference on it as well. I guess that's the back. No, is that the back? Oh, is that the back of it? Freddy. And these are the charms. Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, well, a couple of Jason Voorhees. This one's pretty cool. It's a grey one in the middle. I like that. I guess this is from the other side. And okay, that's all of them. Okay, cool. Yeah, appreciate that, Brax. Appreciate that. But guys, it is getting late, so it's time to start winding down. Next live stream should be tomorrow. Watching what are we watching again? X-Files. That was it. We continue with X-Files. We are more than halfway through the season of season 2, so not many weeks to go now. And then after that, we'll figure out what we watch next, whether it's season 3 of the X-Files or if we go to something else. I can see because my eyes grab. They look awesome. Yeah, they look pretty cool. I like that hoodie actually. That hoodie was pretty cool. But yeah, tomorrow and then Thursday, playing some games on Thursday. I might try something a little different next week, but we'll see. We'll see. I won't make any thing on that, but just something I'm thinking of, and I've decided if I actually do it or not. But it's just anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll see. But guys, you have been awesome as always. I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for keeping it lively. Until whenever, if ever, hopefully tomorrow. Peace.